Hey everyone! So as a follow-up to my previous video, I thought it would be interesting to show you my portfolio that I submitted to many different studios in Japan. And this is the exact portfolio that I used back when I applied for work. And yeah, it's been frozen in this state for about almost 6 years, and I thought it would be fun to look at my old art. So just a disclaimer before I start. Looking back at the things that I drew, right now I would think like, how the hell did I even get a job with this kind of art? But at the time I thought it was pretty good. I guess that just shows like my improvement when I can see how bad my drawings were. For those who did not watch my previous video on how I became an animator in Japan, I just want to say like this portfolio is made by a guy who did not went to an art school, and I have like no art background as well. So I drew this portfolio starting about half a year into my 2-year animation program. But yeah, I want to share this portfolio because I thought it would give a good grasp of my art skill at the time when I applied and got a job. So hopefully that can inspire others as well. So the portfolio that I have here is like what the teacher told us to do. So this is actually not an A4 file folder. This is actually a B4, I think. The one that's like one size bigger than A4. But yeah, this is actually a pretty big file. So this is a 20 pocket file, and we were told to use a 20 pocket file. And so there are 40 pieces of art in here. I've also heard like other people do like 20 pages, so 10 file folder ones as well. But it just depends on like what you want. But most of the time the more is better, but the problem with portfolio is like it takes time if you're just doing it. If you're like working while like making a portfolio, then you could maybe use the work if you have permission. But if you're doing it as a side hobby, it might take a while if it's like a 40-page one. But because we're in like an animation school, we were told to do a 40-page one. So yeah, this is a 40-page portfolio. So here I took out the things, but we had like our, information. So like our school, our name and all that. I just took it out because it's private information. Yeah, this is the cover page. I have paper here just to cover some of my personal information. It's not a big deal, it's just like my name, but I just cover it in case. And yeah, portfolio, you could do whatever you want. This is like the cover page. So what I did was I just drew a bunch of characters that I like. And yeah. Oh, by the way, this is the school. I went to Yoyogi Animation. And yeah, my class. But you could put whatever you want. But yeah, I just drew a bunch of characters that I liked at the time. So you got Yori from Kokoro Connect. This is Yui from K-On! This is from I forgot what it's called. But it was a airing series when I was applying. And this is Ayumi from Charlotte. Yotsuba from Gotobu no Hanayome. And I think this is Kokoa from Gochiusa. I can't even tell nowadays. It doesn't even look like them. But yeah, these honestly, like, in my opinion, they just look pretty bad. They don't look like the characters. But yeah, I just thought like putting a bunch of characters I like would show like, I like these characters. But yeah, that's the cover page. Just do it sideways. So this is, I'm not sure what it's called in English. We call it Mosha. So I have it here, which is, I think my friend told me it's called master copy. So basically you look at an image and you basically draw. Well, like not like trace it, but like you look at it and then you draw and try to like, make it look similar. But yeah, I just drew a bunch of Yui because she's one of my favorite characters. And yeah, we just got a bunch of Yui. I'm pretty sure I just Google searched these images, or I rewatched the anime or something, and then I just took a picture of the scene that I like and then I just drew it. But yeah. Down here we just got Tamako Market. Another one of my, favorite shows. Yeah, we just got Tamako, a bunch of Tamakos here. And you could probably tell like I'm a big KyoAni fan. Also, like I also put like time here, but you could put it, you don't have to put it, but the more information the better, so I just kind of roughly give like, oh, this took 3.5 hours. The next page up we got layout. This is a layout copy, so what a layout is basically like, you stop like in a scene of an anime that's like a layout, and then you do like a bunch of stuff and color and animation and all that, and then you make it pretty. But this is basically like the scene, right? And this is a layout copy. Took me 3 hours, and you can probably tell this is from Danmachi. I don't know which season it is, probably like season 1. But yeah, pretty bad, I think. I didn't know how to shade and all that. I didn't know like how shadows work, like how you like, you know, how to draw shadows properly, so I just like shaded really randomly. But it was, I mean like, honestly looking back, I feel like a lot of the art that I drew is like I didn't even use my brain. I just like look at the picture and I just drew it, which is not good. You have to like actually make it make sense, you know. Down here I got more layout, and this one is from Koi no Katachi, so Silent Voice, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, this took 10 hours. It's another layout copy. The characters look really weird in my opinion. I think Shoko looks okay, but this dude, his neck, like, it just feels wrong. It doesn't feel like it connects and like all that properly. So at the time I thought I was like, oh, this is perfect. But looking back now, there's like a lot of mistakes. So this is another layout. This is actually one of the stations I used to go to or visit a lot back then. And yeah, I just took a picture and I drew a layout of that. This took me quite a while. I don't have the time here, but I remember it took me a long time because, you know, I'm not that good at drawing, but I tried to do this. But yeah, usually layout, including layout, is pretty good because it shows like a lot of stuff that you could do. This is more layout. These are okay. So I'll be straight here. A lot of the stuff in the middle is like just like filler stuff. I said like 40 pages, but it's like sometimes like you just run out of time, so you just gotta put something in there instead of like leaving it blank. So if you have like a 40 page, I guess like a 20 page file folder, then you don't want to leave like 3 pockets empty because you just don't have art, right? So you rather fill it up with something okay than leaving it empty, so there's like a bunch of random stuff in there that looks incomplete. But yeah, it's my attempt at drawing layout. This is from some movie, maybe? I'm not too sure what this movie is. I can't remember what this movie is. But this is a movie layout. I'll be impressed if someone can tell me like what I drew from, because I don't even know myself. This one here as well. I have no idea what this is, but I think I probably just like watched a random movie and then I thought this shot looks pretty nice, so I took a picture and then I just drew a layout of that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure these are Western movies, but I cannot remember what they are. More movie layouts. I know these are from Shawshank, but they're pretty awful. Look at the shading. It's like I didn't even use my brain, I just did random crap. But yeah, this was the scene that I guess like you could kind of tell like someone's getting thrown off the building. Here as well, I think this is like when they have their free time in the open area and they're just chilling. Looks pretty awful. More layouts. I'm not too sure what this is from. I think it says layout creation, so that means it's something that just came up in my mind or something. So I don't think this is from a movie. I probably just thought of this random scene and I just drew it. So here we just got some poses. I think this is from... So I'm a big esports fan and I follow Team Liquid. And I think they did like this pose back a couple of years ago with the team. Is it like a Dragon Ball pose or something? I'm not sure, but I just added like some random dudes on the side as well. But yeah, poses. Here are more poses, and there's some sporting ones. You can kind of see it's soccer. It's like rock climbing. I think my thoughts for these ones is just like I just look for sports that have cool poses. So soccer came in mind when they're shooting, when they're like doing these kind of stuff. I thought it looked cool. Rock climbing as well. So yeah, I'm pretty sure these are all Google images. Yeah. The shadow is like again, there's no thought to it, just like random shadows, random poses. Probably some dude dunking. I also used to follow a lot of the seiyus, the voice actors, so I bought like a lot of magazines. I'm pretty sure like some of these like cuter poses, they're from the magazines, like from like, you know, a real person, and they just took the pose and then they just made it like, I guess like animify it. So yeah, some of the poses are from there. I think most of these are from those as well. Maybe some of them are mixed in with some like anime ones. But yeah, they don't look that good. I think like from my perspective now, it just looks like I'm trying to animify a person without thinking about like anything else. So the balance is really bad with the faces and all that. Yeah. It's crazy how I thought this was really good back in the day. More poses. Oh, okay, so I also want to mention that I didn't just like took out a piece of paper and then I just drew a bunch of stuff on it. I remember like drawing, I have like a booklet just for doing random drawings, and I just drew a bunch of stuff on there, and then I picked the ones I want and I just put it in a piece of paper. And yeah, you could think about like, for a page, you could think about how you want to like lay it out, you know? So you don't just put like random unrelated stuff or like things that are all the same size and all that, because it looks too uniform maybe. But yeah, you could like play around with the idea. It works sometimes if it's like all like the same size, but sometimes you want to change it up, right? Yeah, more poses. I honestly can't remember like most of which these came from. But yeah, poses are very important, I think. I think this is like a summer theme, so we just did a bunch of stuff related to summer. Eating watermelon in front of a fan, waving a fan, ice cream, laying down. I think these are just some more poses, maybe. I think this is like an anime character, and then I just drew her in the pose I thought of, which is nothing too special, I think. Or did I master copy this? From 1 Week Friend. I really like that show. Yeah, the balance is like completely off. The eyes are like different sizes, and yeah, really bad balance. Oh, I don't really feel like embarrassed because, you know, I try my best and that's the best I could do back then. So, you know, I'm always of the mindset that like if you try your best, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of. But maybe that's why I'm also okay with like sharing my portfolio, because I know it's not good, and you know, I don't need to sugarcoat things and all that. I'm pretty sure these are just more poses. I think I tried to draw this Hina from the Honeyworks series, I think. This might be from 1 Week Friend. Shukan Friends. These are just random people. Yeah, this is like, balance is really bad. So down here I just got some ice hockey poses. I don't think I mentioned it before, but I'm actually a Canadian citizen. I'm not exactly like white, but you know, I'm a dual citizen. But yeah, one of the citizenship I have is Canada, because I lived there for quite a long time. Pretty much most of my growing up, I grew up in Canada. So yeah, ice hockey is absolutely my favorite sport. And if you watch professional sports or NHL, this is my favorite team. It's Vancouver. And yeah, I always loved goalies. I just thought like it's like the coolest position. So I wanted to like draw poses for that. And I'm pretty sure I just looked up all these images and I just copied it. Well, not really like copy, but you know, kind of animify it. But yeah. I really like this. I thought the glove looked really good. So more poses. Ice hockey. Just a bunch of hockey poses. They're kind of in like the stickman form, but I think at the time I just needed more pages, so my teacher was like, just do some poses and then, you know, simplify them. But yeah, that's why they're kind of like rough drawing. It works if you like, it's not a disadvantage if you're actually like good at these kind of like rough drawing, but I don't think I'm good at these at the time, so it kind of looks pretty bare bone, I think. But it's one of the ways you could fill up your portfolio is just do a bunch of really nice rough drawings. That's also okay, I think. More poses. I'm not sure what they're doing. Yoga? Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're doing, but just a bunch of more poses. Maybe it's gymnastic. Teacher told me we should also include some animals, so I chose pigs. I like pigs, so I drew a bunch of pigs, and honestly they look really bad. So here we got a bunch of angles of the faces, and they look awful, honestly. It's not really like, you know how like I'm trying to draw and, you know, get recruited as an animator, but they don't look too animified. They kind of look too real because their eyes are like tiny, and then their jaw and all that, their face, it's kind of like, it's just not that good. But these are honestly pretty good because it shows like you could draw many different angles and you can animate them. But yeah, at the time I'm pretty bad at them, but I still added them in, and yeah, that's just part of my portfolio. So these are hand dessin. I'm not sure what it's called in English, but we call it dessin. I think it's dessin in English. Basically just like maybe like a model, or if you have like a pose generator thing, you just draw from there, and then yes, a bunch of hands. Drawing these are really good. Like just hands in general, if you have these are like, you just put them in portfolio and it's not gonna really hurt you unless you draw like really bad or something. But hands are usually okay if you have a couple pages of them. Yeah, because of that, I got a couple pages of them. Yeah, they're just a bunch of hand poses. I think I did like some poses myself and then I just drew while looking at them. And some maybe I asked my friends to pose for them, pose for me. And some I think are just like Google Images or just like pose generators. So I think my school is doing like an anime character design competition or something, so I did some design as well, and you know, A for effort or E for effort, whatever. But the result is actually pretty awful. They look like completely different. They don't look like the same people, man. But these are pretty good as well. If you're trying to become an animator, I think these show a lot of your skill as well, because you could draw different faces from different angles. You could you know, match the characters even if they're at different angles with the three sides. I think this is like another attempt, but it's like a female lead or maybe like a side character or something. And yeah, they look completely different. Another attempt at it. I'm pretty sure this is also a mob character or a side character. And got a Oji-san here. Yeah, nothing too much more to say about that. It's kind of like weird to see my own art, but you know, it's a good starting point for like people who want to see like where I was at when I applied for work. Same complaints for me. They just don't look the same. But yeah, 4 pages of these. You could obviously do more, if you want, but yeah. I think this is from a anime that we made, like the graduation anime maybe for our school, the 2-year program. We have to like get together and then make a animation or something, and this was the character design phase, so everyone has to submit like a character design that they made, and then they pick the best one, I think. But yeah, this was my attempt at the main character. I don't even know what to say, man. Oh my god, what is this? Yikes. And again, this is the female lead, I think. And yeah, more yikes. Oh. Okay, so this is a cleanup, I think. Cleanup practice. So as an animator, if you're just starting, if you're not doing like keyframes or like second key and all that, you have to start as like a, you know, cleanup animator or like a in-between animator, right? So yeah, cleanup is also really important. You could also use these and then you could show it on your portfolio. Basic cleanup is like you look at the keyframe and then you put it under, and then you know, you have one of these like, so you have one of these like tabs. You just put the, I guess like the keyframe, and you put another sheet of paper on it. You turn on your light table, and then you just make the lines, you know, clean. It's actually a lot harder than you imagine. People think it's just like drawing lines, but in the end, it's actually like really different. You may think like, oh, just draw lines, but then there's like a lot of nuances to it, and it's just something that people underestimate, I think this is that, like from far away it looks okay, but if you look close up, it's actually, this is not gonna pass as like a cleanup thing if you're actually doing it for work. So the lines are like shaky, it's like unbalanced, some parts, you know, it's not straight. This is a flute, so it's supposed to be straight because it's like solid and all that. And the lines in general are just not clean at all. Like you could see the ear is like, yeah. But yeah, need clean lines for doing these. So how I got this picture is, I think either it's from like a keyframe book, or it was from like a Google image, or it was from the anime, and then I just printed it out from like a convenience store or something, blew it up to the, I think, B4 size, and then yeah, I just cleaned it up. Here's another one. It's from Chunibyo, and yeah, these same complaint from me. So these kind of stuff are not acceptable. You can't have like bumps here and there on lines. You know, gets thick, thin, just like a bunch of mistakes. Also at the time, my coloring for the lines are not that good. Shadows are supposed to be all blue. Well, it depends on the company, but 99% of the companies, they do blue. I think in like keyframes you could use like orange and all that, but for animation or in between, you do not use like other colors. You only use blue and red and green, and I guess like pencil. By a lot of mistakes. It looks fine from far away, but if you're like bringing this to work, it's not gonna pass. You're gonna have to redo the page. Here's more cleanup. Again, it looks fine from far away, but it's actually a no-go if you bring it to work. This is from Koi no Katachi, Silent Voice. I think I took a picture of the keyframe book, and then I just blew it up and then printed it out and I cleaned it up. By the same thing. This is a no-go. This is a no-go as well. The hair in general just looks really shaky. It doesn't look clean at all. And the eyes are like the most important part to the character, and usually they're really strict with the eyes as well, so you don't want to like make the eyes, you know, look wriggly and all that. Here I got a piece of cleanup. This is from Charlotte. I think it's just a piece of paper. Yeah, I think I bought like a secondhand Charlotte character design book or something, and it came with one of these, so I just copied it and then I just cleaned it up. So here I just got like I guess like a running cycle thing. This is from the body training anime. I forgot what it's called. Damberu something something. But it was like airing at the time when I made this, I think. I'm pretty sure this is original, so I looked at the character and I just drew this. It's not that good. It doesn't look like the character. I guess like it looks very generic, but like legs really thick for a girl, you know, arms super thick. It's like she's all muscle, but I can't remember if she's like muscle or not in the anime. But yeah, just a lot of inconsistency within the character, and yeah, adding animation in your portfolio is really good, but the problem with animation is like it's the most time consuming part, I think. So usually people try to add some, but I don't think like a lot of people like add a bunch. That's why like there's like a lot of layouts, I guess. Just got more poses in, I guess it says Mosha, an original pose, so master copy as well as original art. I'm pretty sure these are fan art I drew back in the day for Tricell. At the time, I thought this was like, oh, this thing is perfect. But then, like, I think like a year after, when I looked back to it, it's like, oh, this thing is awful. Yeah, more Yui. This one doesn't look like Yui at all. I think the balance is completely off. She looks too fluffy in this one. Like, you know. This is more Yui. This is like, I don't know who this is. Pretty sure this is Tamako in the scene where she's talking with her friend. Mochizu? Something Mochi or Mochi or something. Mochizo. Mochizo. Yeah, through the cup telephone thing. I think we're coming to the end. So this is an anime character, and yeah, original pose. So I took a look at the character and then just put poses on it. Yeah, sorry, I can't recall what this anime is called. I have a rough idea in mind, but I can't recall the title. This is a master copy. So one of my favorite seiyus, one of my favorite voice actresses is Minase Inori. And I just drew her here, and then with a bunch of her characters. So Hestia, this is from the Sora Yori mo Toi Basho, what's it called in English? A Place Further Than Universe, I think. Gochiusa Chino, Rem from ReZero, and I think this is from Shoot. I'll put it up on the screen. And finally, last page is master copy as well. I'm pretty sure this is a very iconic character. I think it's from Persona 4? Persona 5? It's the character that's voiced by Yuki Aoi. I forgot her name. Yotsuba? Something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I took a bunch of screenshots in the anime and then I just drew her. I thought her character design was super cool, so yeah, I just did like a bunch of drawings of her. And yeah, that's basically my whole portfolio. Honestly, portfolio is very open. I think you could put whatever you want, but usually it's like poses, layouts. If you could put animation in there as well. Cleanup is like whatever. If you're not really like doing an in between, then maybe cleanup. You don't need to include cleanups and all that. But you know, this then it's pretty open, and with it being 40 pages, basically like you have the options to do whatever you want. Again, I'm talking from a perspective of an in-between animator's portfolio, so this is not like something a layout person would do, I think. I think if you're doing layout, maybe just put a bunch of layouts and it's probably good, right? I'm not too sure myself because I've never really like, I haven't made another portfolio because I haven't had the need to make another portfolio, but yeah, this is my perspective as a starting as an in-between animator, and yeah, hopefully this can be of some help, maybe some reference in what kind of art you could put in your portfolio. I also want to like give another disclaimer, I guess, because I actually got into my studio with, I have 3 other I guess like doki, we call it doki, so like colleagues that got in this same time as me, and one of them actually also went to the interview as well as the test with me, and yeah, I don't think my portfolio is why I actually got in the company. It's more so my portfolio plus my interview. And I think she told me like my interview was super scary in a way that I just couldn't stop talking, because I was very passionate about the stuff the studio's doing and all that. So yeah, when it comes to talking about those kind of stuff, I am very good at it. I'm not like a good interview person, but you know, when you have passion for something, it's just really easy to talk about it. At the time when I was interviewed, I was actually genuinely interested and I really liked the company, instead of like, oh, I just want work. So it was very easy for me to do the interview, and I just like machine gun talked my way through the interview. But yeah, maybe that's why I got in, but you know, I would like to think like it's like interview plus my portfolio and they see potential in me, so you know, passion, potential, so maybe I would stay a long time. And yeah, I would say like they made a good bet, because of the 4 people, there are only 2 left, and I think my other colleague is also leaving next year, so yeah, you know, they took a shot and I guess it worked out for them as well as for me. But yeah, if you enjoy these kind of videos, I don't think I'll make a lot of these, but I just want to make a follow-up of my animator stuff, because you know, it'll be a good reference for anyone who wants to take a look at the portfolio of an animator. I don't want to speak for other industries because I don't know anything about the, you know, American industry, the European industry. I'm pretty sure the Japanese one is probably the easiest to get in, because our skill floor is probably the lowest to get in, I mean. So if you're like a French animator, if you're a English animator, then I think the barrier to entry is a lot higher than a Japanese animator. So yeah, I don't think with this I can get into any studios outside of Japan, but you know, I applied for a job in Japan, so it worked out. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed these kind of content, I probably won't make a lot of these, to be honest, so yeah. If you like VTuber, or I guess like Hololive related content, that's what my channel usually revolves around. Maybe occasionally I could do like some animator stuff, but there's not really a plan to do that, because I don't think I'm very like, I would say like worthy. I'm not worthy enough to post about these kind of stuff, because there are just like a lot of animators out there that's just like way better than me. But yeah, I just want to give other people an idea, like, you know, I'm pretty dog crap and I still, you know, did my own stuff, and yeah. But yeah, check out my channel if you're interested in the content that I talked about. And yeah, I really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button if that interests you as well. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.